Good day everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Arash Ahadzadeh and this is the Mockitt Redesign series. In the previous episode, we have redesigned the sign-in and sign-up pages of Spotify. Today, we will continue to explore the playlist and player pages and see how we can make them better. Meanwhile, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because we have all kinds of design and redesign tutorials here and you might find them helpful.
Spotify is a really popular app and most of the users love it. But checking out the current playlist design of the Spotify app, you can clearly see that there are many elements on this page that may distract users. So we are gonna fix that and redesign the playlist page. Besides, look at the player design. The current player screen only shows the cover image of a specific song. And if the user wants to skip the song, he or she may have no idea what would be the next or previous song. So we're gonna improve the usability of the player page as well. Are you ready? Let's start today's design. Alright, this is the sign-in page that we designed in the previous episode, and also this is the sign-up page. And in today's episode, we are gonna redesign two other pages, the playlist screen and the player screen. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and add a new screen by clicking on this plus icon, like that. And let me name it playlist. Perfect. Now I need a background, okay? Since I already prepared the background, I'm gonna go ahead and copy the background that I created for this sign up page. There it is. I'm gonna copy it, Command C or Control C, and paste it over here, Command V or Control V. Let me move it down and put it under all other layers. All right. And then I'm gonna select this status bar and uncheck the fill. And let me change the color of the elements of this status bar to white. Now I'm going to remove this home indicator because I'm going to copy and paste it as well. So there it is. I'm going to copy it and paste it. So what do we need for our playlist? For the playlist page, we need two icons at the top, the share icon on the right side and the left arrow icon on the left side. Right under that, we need to place an image view, and right next to our image, we need to place the information about the playlist the user created. For example, the name of playlist, and under that we will include the information about the number of songs in that playlist and the duration of all songs. Right under those information, we will place a play button and a like icon right next to it. Okay, when the top part is done, we will create a list of songs that are included in that playlist. And last but not least, we will create a tab bar at the bottom. Alright, so let's begin. I'm gonna zoom in. First, let me drag and drop an image view into my canvas, and I'm gonna set the width and height to 24 and 24 pixels, just like that. Now let me go to library. I already uploaded some images and some icons for this project. Let me choose left icon. There we go. And I'm gonna place it right over there. Its left margin is gonna be 24 pixels. However, since we have a frame here and there is an inner padding here, we will modify the left margin later, okay? But for now, let's put it over there, and its top margin is gonna be 60 pixels. Now let me duplicate it, Command D or Control D. I'm gonna move it to the right side, just like that. Its right margin is gonna be 24 pixels. And then let me replace this icon with the share icon from my library. There we go. All right, our icons are placed properly. Now we need to place an image view over there, okay? So let me drag and drop an image view into my artboard, and I'm gonna resize it to 144 by 144 to get a perfect square. And then in the appearance section, I'm gonna increase the corner radius to 20 pixels, just like that. And let me bring an image from my library. I'm gonna choose this one. There we go, beautiful. Its top margin is gonna be 24 pixels and its left margin is gonna be 24 pixels as well. And now we can go ahead and align this left arrow with this image, okay? To emit this inner space that we have. I'm gonna move it to the left side, and using the ruler, I can easily align it. Perfect. All right, what else do we need? Here we need a text layer. So I'm gonna press T on my keyboard and create a text layer. And here, let's write Ed Sheeran, just like that. And now I'm gonna select this text layer, change the font to Roboto, and I'm gonna change the weight from regular to bold 700, and also the color is gonna be EEE and EEE. All right, perfect. Now let me increase the font size to 24 points, okay? And let me place it here. Its left margin is gonna be 16 pixels. I'm gonna move it up to align it with the top of this image, just like that. Now let me duplicate it, Command D or Control D, select this text layer, and let me change the weight to light 300. The font size is gonna be 13 points, and I'm gonna decrease the opacity of my color from 100% to 50% to make it darker. All right, its top margin is gonna be 8 pixels, and its left margin is gonna be 16 pixels. Cool. Now we need to place our play button right over there. So let me go to icon and look for play, okay? I think this play icon looks great. I'm gonna double click on that. Perfect. Now I'm gonna resize it to 42 by 42 pixels. And also I'm gonna change its color to the brand color, which is green, okay? This is the same green that we used here for this button. All right. Now let me move it here. Its left margin is gonna be 16 pixels. And here we need a text layer. So I'm gonna select this one. But first, let me modify the text of this text layer to 6 songs, a vertical line, 24 mins, okay? Now let me select that, duplicate it, move it down, place it right over there. And its left margin is gonna be 8 pixels. Here I'm gonna write play now. Okay, the last thing we need to finish designing the top part is a like icon, okay? So I'm gonna go to icon and I'm gonna look for like. I think this one looks great. I'm gonna double click on it, move it here, and let me change its color to EEE. Its dimension is gonna be 24 pixels by 24 pixels. Its right margin is gonna be 24 pixels, and I'm gonna align it with this play button vertically. Just like that. All right, our top part is ready. Now we need to place a divider here. So I need a straight line. So let me double click on this straight line, just like that. And I'm gonna set the width to 342 and modify the color, okay? So first, I'm gonna set the color to EEE, and then I'm gonna decrease its opacity to 20%. All right, cool. Its right and left margins are gonna be 24 pixels. And now it's time to create our list of songs, okay? So for each song, we need the cover image and the name of song and also the name of singer, okay? And on the right side, we need to place a 3-dot icon that acts as a more button. All right, so first of all, let me select this image. I'm gonna duplicate it, move it down, and then I'm gonna lock the ratio and modify the dimension to 62 by 62 pixels. And remember to decrease the corner radius amount to 15 pixels. Just like that. I'm gonna move it up. Let me check the top margin of this straight line. It's set to 33. I'm gonna set it to 32 pixels. Here as well, we need to have a 32 pixel top margin, okay? And a 24 pixel left margin. All right, and again, I need 2 different text layers. So I'm gonna select this one, duplicate it, move it down. All right. First, I'm gonna increase the opacity to 100%. Then I'm gonna change it from light to medium, and the size is gonna be 13 points, okay? So we don't touch it. Let me write the name of song, shape of you, for instance. I think I could change the weight to regular. It would be better, in my opinion. The left padding here is gonna be 16 pixels. Now I'm gonna duplicate it, move it down, and set the weight to light 300. And here we need the singer's name. So let me write Ed Sheeran. And make sure to decrease the opacity to 50%, just like that. Its top padding is gonna be 8 pixels. Now I'm gonna align both of them vertically with this image. Let me select this image and modify it. I'm gonna bring another image here. Let me choose this one. All right. And as I mentioned before, we're gonna place a more button on the right side. So I'm gonna select this share button, duplicate it, move it down, because the dimension is going to be the same, I'm going to align it with my image. Okay, so they are aligned vertically. I'm going to select it, go to library and choose the more icon, just like that. All right, everything is cool. So we've just created the first song, okay? And now what we need to do is select all the elements, group them, and duplicate this group 5 times to get 6 songs, okay? I'm gonna duplicate it. The padding between them is gonna be 16 pixels. All right, cool. So now we have 6 different songs. Now I'm gonna go ahead and quickly change the cover image and also the name of song for each of these songs, okay? And I'm gonna fast forward this process. All right, cool. Our list of songs is ready. Now the last thing we need to design is the tab bar, okay? So let me zoom in a little bit. And instead of creating it from scratch, we're gonna use a template from the built-in section. I'm gonna scroll down. Let me drag and drop this tab bar 1 here. All right, great. I'm gonna move it up a little bit. All right, let me select this rectangle and change the color to 2D, 2D, and 2D. All right, to get this dark gray. And we need the same background for this home indicator as well. So I'm gonna increase the height here and select this home indicator and put it inside our tab bar folder. Okay, just like that. Also, I'm gonna increase the opacity to 100%. Perfect. Now let me select the first icon and click on the icon section on the right side and look for the home icon. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna modify the label to home. For the second one, we need the search icon. So let me select this one. I'm gonna write search. For the third icon, I'm gonna look for library and let me choose this one. I'm gonna change the label to your library. All right, let me increase the width of this text layer and align it once again. Perfect. And the last one is gonna be a star. Okay, so just look for star, this one. And it's gonna be called premium. All right, cool. Since the playlist is gonna be inside the Your Library tab, I'm gonna select this icon and change the color to green. And it means that it's selected. I'm gonna do the same thing for the text layer. All right, cool. Our playlist screen is ready. But before designing our player screen, let me show you a cool feature of Mockitt app, which is called Mster, okay? If you're familiar with Figma, you know that you can create components in your projects to use them again and again. We have the same thing here on Mockitt app, and it's called Mster. So since I'm gonna use the tab bar in the player screen, I'm gonna go ahead and create a master for this element. So let me select that, right click on it, and you can click on create master. Now, you just need to name your master. In this case, it's a tab bar, and confirm. But how can you use that? It's so simple. You can easily head over to the master section on the right side, and here you can see the master that we just created. And if you want to modify it, you can just double click on it. You will be redirected to the editing section. And here, I'm going to show you a cool thing, okay? For example, for tab bars, we usually have different states. We have the selected and unselected states. So right now, this Your Library tab is selected. But what if we want to change it to search? So instead of modifying the colors again and again in our design, we can create different states here once and just reuse these states across our project. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and click on state here. Okay, this is our state 1. I'm gonna show you just an example. Let me rename it to library. Okay, let me copy it, and I'm gonna rename it to search, just like that. Now we are in the search state, okay? And in the search state, obviously our search icon should be green, also this text, and this library icon should be this dark gray or bluish color, okay? The color code is 58676F, just like that. And this text color is gonna be 92, 92, and 92, okay? So now we have 2 different states. I can select my master here, and on the right side, in the main state section, there is a drop menu, and I can switch to search library, okay? You can create other states as well. So this is how you can use Mster in your project. It's a very useful feature. Alright, now let me go ahead and design the player page. We can go ahead and duplicate this page or create a new screen, okay? If I create a new screen, I need to copy and paste the background, but I prefer to duplicate it and just get rid of the unnecessary elements. First, let me rename it to player. Cool. So what do we need on the player page? We need to keep these two buttons at the top, okay? We don't need this image. I'm going to remove that. We need to keep these two text layers. Let me move it to the left side, just like that. Also, we need to keep this play button. I don't need this text layer. And we're going to need this like icon as well. We don't need this line. And let me get rid of all these signs. All right, first things first, I'm going to select the name of this playlist here, this text layer, and let me enlarge it a little bit. So I'm going to set the font size to 34 points. And also let me move this text layer down like that. And I'm going to move these icons down as well. What do we need here? Usually we place the cover image of the song here, okay? But for this concept design, I'm gonna place 3 different cover images for 3 different songs, okay? So that if you wanna skip a song, you can see what would be the next song. And if you wanna go to the previous song, you can see what was the previous song, okay? So let me drag and drop an image view here. I'm going to modify the width and height to 240 by 240 pixels, just like that. And from my library, I'm going to choose this cover image that I already prepared. It looks like a disk. All right, its top margin is going to be 40 pixels, just like that. Now I'm going to duplicate it, move it to the right side, and I'm going to decrease the width and height to 180 by 180 pixels, align it with my main cover image vertically, and I'm gonna change the cover image of this image view to this one. Let me duplicate it, move it to the left side, make sure that it's aligned vertically with this main cover image. And the right padding here is gonna be 32 pixels. The left padding here is gonna be 32 pixels as well. And let me select this disk and change the image to this one. All right, cool. What else do we need here? First, we need the name of song, okay, that is playing right now. So let me go ahead and select this title, duplicate it, move it down, align it horizontally. I'm gonna decrease the font size to 24 points and the weight to medium. Let me align it once again. And I'm gonna change the text to photograph, which is the name of song. Cool. Now let me go ahead and select this text layer, duplicate it, move it down, align it horizontally. Its top margin is gonna be 8 pixels. And for this one, the top margin is gonna be 32 pixels. Now select this text layer, increase the font size to 16 points, okay? And here we need to write the name of singer, just like that. All right, now we need to create an audio player bar, okay? So let me zoom in. For the bar, we need to drag and drop a rectangle into our canvas. I'm gonna set its width to 342 pixels and its height to 3 pixels. Let me uncheck the stroke. I don't need it, okay? Align it horizontally, and then I'm gonna make it rounded, so increase the amount of corner radius. And last but not least, I'm gonna change its color to 2D, 2D, and 2D, just like that. Now I'm gonna zoom in, let me duplicate it, move it up and place it right on top of the previous bar that we created, okay? So you can select both of them and align them vertically. Now select the duplicated bar and decrease the width to 56 pixels. Obviously you can't see anything because their color is the same. I'm gonna change it to green. Now it's visible. And here we need to place a circle. So I'm gonna drag and drop a circle here, and let me set the width and height to 13 pixels, just like that. Uncheck the stroke, move it down, make sure that it's aligned with the bar, and now it looks great, okay? One more thing we need for this bar is the remaining time on the right side and the elapsed time, okay? So I'm gonna select this text layer, move it down, put it here. Let me decrease the font size to 13 points. Okay, its top padding is gonna be 8 pixels. And here, let me write 0:10. Now duplicate it, move it to the right side. And here, I'm gonna write -2:57. All right, cool. Now let me select all these elements. Hold down the Shift key on your keyboard, select all of them and group them, Command G or Control G, and I'm gonna rename it to Audio Player Bar. All right, the last section we need to design is dedicated to the buttons, okay? So we need to have the play button, the next and previous buttons, the like and remove buttons, okay? So for the play button, we're gonna use this one that we already designed, but I'm gonna enlarge it. So select it and set the width and height to 80 pixels, just like that. I'm gonna align it horizontally. And now let me add some shadow to it. I'm going to choose the same green color that we used for this button and decrease the opacity to 20%, just like that. I'm going to set the Y to 0 and the blur to 10. Cool. All right. Now let me select my audio player bar and move it up a little bit. Its top margin is going to be 32 pixels. I'm going to move this play button up as well. And its top margin is going to be 24 pixels here. Great. Let me move this like button up. So here we need 3 more buttons. Let me select this like button and duplicate it, move it up. Let's put it here for now. And I'm gonna change it to the next button, okay? Let me look for next. There it is. I'm gonna modify the dimension to 40 by 40 pixels, just like that. And the color is gonna be the same green that we used for this play button. Let me make sure that they are aligned vertically. Now I'm gonna duplicate it, move it to the left side, and let me modify the icon to previous, okay? This one. And last but not least, I'm gonna duplicate this like icon and move it to the left side. And let me change it to remove. I think this one looks good. Amazing. All right, guys, that's all for our player screen. Now let me go ahead and preview it. It looks great, doesn't it? Before wrapping up this video, I'm gonna go ahead and add some animations to these elements, okay? So first of all, I'm gonna select all the elements that we have here, okay? All of them, because the type of animation is going to be the same. And on the right side, I'm going to set the animation from none to fade in. Now, the only thing we need to do is modify the delay amount, okay? So first, for this image, the delay is going to be 0. For these two texts, the delay is going to be 200 milliseconds. For this play button and this text layer and this icon, the delay is going to be 400 milliseconds. And for this divider, the delay is going to be 600 milliseconds. And for this list, it starts from 0 again, okay? So the first song is gonna have a 0 millisecond delay. The second song is gonna have a 200 millisecond delay. The third one, 400. The next one, 600 and 800 milliseconds. And last but not least, this one is gonna have a 1 second delay. Now let me preview it. That's pretty cool. One more thing we can do here is to connect these two screens, okay? So I'm gonna select this button, this play button, and using this Thunderbolt icon, I can just connect it to my player screen, okay? And then I'm gonna go to the player and select this left arrow icon, connect it to my playlist screen, just like that. It's so simple. Now let me preview it. I'm gonna go to playlist. If I click on this play icon, I will be redirected to this screen. And if I click on this left arrow icon, I will be redirected to the playlist screen. And this is exactly what I wanted.
So this is all for today's episode. I hope this tutorial works for your daily design. What kind of app are we going to redesign for the next episode? It's totally up to you. Please feel free to leave your comment below. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more design tutorials. I'm Arash, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye-bye.